Hey, this is Sensibility Speaks. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, y'all, it is about that time. Let's sip some sensibility, shall we? Baby, when I tell you we are in the age of Aquarius and that this is a year of revelation, well, let's talk about how this applies to the ladies of Married to Medicine, both former and current. So Mariah Huck, who is the founder, okay, let's be clear, of Marriage to Medicine, she speaks out on Quad Web being iced out. So let's hear her, and then afterwards we're going to delve into Quad a little bit with that good old Carlos King, and also let's hear what Buffie Purcell has to say about Dr. Jackie. Oh yeah, let's get into all of it, y'all.
To be honest with you, it's not about Quad. I have a soft spot for women. I think that just as women, we should treat each other, treat one another a certain way. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I mean, I shade the girls and do the most, but I have integrity and I have a moral compass. And I feel like I'm cut from a different cloth as it relates to that. So I don't know what a conversation between Quad and I will look like, because for me, she still hasn't taken some accountability with things that happen in my relationship, in our relationship or friendship, and a lot of the lies that were told about me. However, I think Quad has been through a lot, just as I have. And I think you grow up. And, so I'm not sure what that conversation would look like, but my heart goes out to her with the way she was treated.
Now, bravo, play on words, bravo, okay? Mariah is a class act, and I have to give it to her. She's definitely a girl's girl. She champions the causes of women, okay? Unlike some ladies out here. But the fact that she can show Quad grace, despite Quad being an instrumental part of her being ousted off of the show. Now, let's be clear. Production is really the villain of it all, because that production company at the time, they didn't want her to really execute her executive producer rights, as well as being the talent and a cast member. They wanted her off the show, and they tried to essentially, allegedly, steal the rights to her show. But we know how that turned out. Mariah is a smart cookie. She had her ducks in a row, and she was lawyered up, okay? So she's getting her coin and her producer credits, as well as her being the creator of the show. But saying all that to say, they really just use Quad and the other ladies to do the dirty work. But let's be clear, when they were beefing back then, Quad wanted her gone. She did. And I don't like the fact that the ladies piled up and ganged up on her to get her off the show, being the producer's puppets. But let's be clear, Dr. Jackie Simone and the other ladies had an agenda, and I'm going to say heavy on the Dr. Jackie, allegedly, okay? Some people are saying that she's the real show's villain, and I have to say she does. In my opinion, she does hold a whole lot of weight and may be pulling some strings in the background to make things happen, okay? All right, so let's move on to Quad. So as we know, Carlos King interviewed Quad, and today he did part 2. And so I'm going to play just a little snippet of that and then just kind of speak to a couple things. But again, I have to say bravo to Mariah for showing Quad grace despite it all, okay? I have to say, karma is a bitch, and revenge is a dish best served cold, and some people saying Quad is getting her due. Anyway, let's kind of get into Quad.
It wasn't about an even exchange. The decision had been made way before I even went to Napa. The decision was made way before I got on the plane. This is what you guys are going to do, or this is what we're going to do in Napa, and that's it. And it was devastating, because I truly did not feel that I had earned that I deserved it. I didn't. And I felt like it was just a pile up. Let's all get together and let's do this to her. There was not even one voice of reason at the table. Not even one. Not even someone saying, hold on, wait a minute, let Quad respond. Hold on, wait a minute. Can you hear what she's saying, Quad? And allow me to respond. And then allow me to say, this is how I feel. I feel like there's been some courtesies that's been extended to some people here that you all don't give me. There's a level of respect that some of you have that I just will never have and have not had. Because if anything could be said or done to me on this show, it has been said and done.
I must say, you really have to feel for Quad in that moment as she's reminiscing of what I like to call the Last Supper, when the ladies ousted her pretty much from the show and they told her, essentially, you're voted off of the island. Remember, they all got together. And so as she just recaps and she's just going over how it wasn't a dialogue and pretty much everyone wanted to air their grievances, but she didn't really get the opportunity in her mind to really say what her grievances was, because the biggest gripe is the lady wants her to apologize. They all want her to say, I'm sorry, right? But she is not so quick to do that because she's like, you chicks ain't just listening to what in the hell I got to say, but you want me to bow down and just say, yes, a ma'am, or yes, a boss to y'all. Child, I wouldn't grovel to their asses either. And here's the thing, even if they did warrant an apology, and I do feel like in some cases, they all owed one another apologies, right? But Quad wasn't quick to do that because she just felt piled on, kind of like how they piled on Mariah, cough, cough, Quad, that you were a part of some years back. It ain't no fun when the damn rabbit got the gun. Now, I like both ladies, her and Mariah, and really Mariah, but, you know, it doesn't feel too good. But yeah, go give Carlos's page a click and a view because it was an excellent interview, in my opinion, parts 1 and 2, because with his interview style, he doesn't interrupt and he allows his guests to air their grievances and say what they have to say without interjecting. Oh, it's so annoying to see someone interview and they're constantly jumping in and not allowing the interviewee to complete their thought. Case in point, those damn relationship podcasts that they have where those men just be bashing women and women don't take accountability. Whoever they have on the show, especially if it's someone with an opposing stance, they overtalk them. They just constantly interrupt. Anyway, that shit just irks my nerves. I digress. But anyway, that's just a side note. But I think the title of the interview was something to the effect of, does Quad apologize to Toya? And I don't want to give it away, but, you know, I was like, she was doing a whole lot of hemming and hawing and gave a long diatribe and all of that stuff as it relates to Toya in particular. So pretty much by the end of the interview, you'll kind of see how that plays out. You'll know whether or not she apologized to Toya for accusing her and Eugene of setting up Anila's house to be robbed. So now, in my opinion, does that warrant an apology, especially if you're hurling accusations like that? And that man is a whole doctor, ER physician. You mess around and make him lose his job, child. But anyway, you'll see it. It's a good interview. But what I want to see is Mariah and Quad. I want to see that dynamic duo get back together. But I don't know if that will ever happen because too much has happened. But I would, at the very least, like to see the ladies get down, air their grievances to one another, and just kind of get to the root cause of where their relationship or their friendship went wrong. A lot of people, or shall I say some people, feel like Quad is a user. She's an opportunist and a social climber. And then some people felt like Mariah was acting like she was a HIBIC in charge when she was on the show, bossing the ladies around. And with the egos of the doctors, the physicians like the Simones and the Dr. Jackies, you know, they won't having it or whatever. But I don't necessarily see it that way, but that's how some people recall her. But my thing is this, and even if that were the case, hell, that was her show. But I don't think she was just acting like her ish didn't stink. I don't think she was doing that. But I do wonder if Mariah was a physician, a dentist, or lawyer, or professional in that sense, would they have been more receptive to her cockiness, shall I say, or her confidence? Anywho, let's listen to what Mariah has to say about Phaedra being on the show before we finally close it out with some remarks from Buffy, honey child, because girlfriend went in. All right, let's listen.
Okay, so my thoughts on Phaedra joining the cast of Married to Medicine is, girl, get you an easy coin, because that's what it seems like it is. I don't understand the connection or parallel unless she's represent one of the ladies in in the malpractice situation. I don't understand the connection. She's not married to medicine.
Married to a vomit pool.
Yeah, oh, wait a minute. I
Married
don't
to the
understand.
mortuary.
I believe that Phaedra is good for TV. I believe that she's shown that. And I think she deserves something in Law and Liars, or I like to see her on Housewives of Atlanta in the parking lot doing her law with the criminals in the car. So parking lot lawyers, I don't know. But I think that, she's great for TV, but I'm not sure that, I don't know. I can't believe, I just don't understand the connection there. But you know what? She came through. She came through, and she is known as the head doctor, she said.
Oh, Lord, no.
Ooh, the shade of it all. Ooh. I kind of agree with Mariah. It doesn't really make sense necessarily for her to be on Married to Medicine, but she is great TV. But the bigger conversation that we would love to see is her and Miss Candy get together to hash out their old grievances as it relates to Candy and Todd hoarding and holding Apollo stuff in the garage, and then Phaedra being pissed child. I tell you what, that Phaedra can hold a grudge. She's a sneaky somebody, because I don't know where she got that information about supposedly Candy and Todd wanted to do or whatever, Bill Cosby, I'm just going to put it like that, Portia. But anywho, child, but they need to hash that out, or whatever the case may be. But most of us know or remember that the streets were saying that Carlos, when he was the showrunner, was the one that told Phaedra that information. But supposedly that was debunked. I don't know if she was the one that said that he didn't say it, or some type of way he was able to vindicate himself. I don't know. But supposedly he wasn't the one to tell her that. But some damn body told her that, okay? But I also will say this. Part of me feels like they bought on Phaedra to the show in order to possibly replace Quad. Now, I love their dynamic too. That's a duo we didn't necessarily know we needed when they were cool. But I will say this, Heavenly threw every damn body under the bus in those interviews she did with Carlos. And also at that damn dinner, they had the Last Supper, just saying that Phaedra didn't necessarily want to fly. I think it was her that said that Phaedra changed her flight because she didn't want to fly with Quad, okay, because she would have felt guilty knowing you hanging out with this girl or whatever, and y'all flying in together, supposed to be coming in together as a friend and her as an ally to you, knowing that they had all gotten into cahoots to get rid of you off the damn show. And Phaedra, I hate to say it, I'm thinking that Phaedra was thinking self-preservation is key. She didn't want to alienate the girls by just being an ally to you if she's to make it on the show. But child, anywho, let's get on to the good stuff. Let's hear what Mariah has to say about Buffy. And again, what Buffy got to say about that damn villainous Dr. Jackie, child. Let's get into that.
Speaking of Buffy Purcell, sorry, Steve, I would love to see Buffy Purcell come back on Married to Medicine.
I would too, yes, honey. Let me tell you something. People have slept, I don't know if they slept on Buffy or they don't talk about Buffy. The ladies don't on the show. But baby, when I told you that lady came and she was so authentic, she was fire. I didn't cast Buffy. I cast the rest of the ladies. But baby, I hate that I did not. She is amazing, inside and out, beautiful. And she held every one of those ladies accountable. They couldn't take Buffy. They couldn't take Miss Buffy. They could not take Buffy, honey. Buffy came through. She did. And had receipts, too.
Shining.
Yeah. Yeah. She's all about the numbers. I like her, though. And I like her relationship with her husband. And I like her style. I just like Buffy. I
love Buffy.
She was so confident. It was almost like they hated on her confidence. And her story, her challenges with, the diseases she faced and just the way they treated her. Just her talking about it was the infertility struggle that she faced. That was her story and testimony to tell and share. And they didn't give her the opportunity to do that. It's just like people competing for a storyline, but that's that girl's story. And she's young and beautiful. And I just, my heart goes out to her when she, tells her story, but she's amazing. She was an asset to Married to Medicine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she holds the girls accountable.
does. She does. And I think that's what they're afraid of. You know, you have this core group who think that they can vote everybody in and vote everybody out. And that's what they're doing. But, I mean, before it's all said and gone, they're going to find themselves with 2 viewers. So, see how that works out for the Golden Girls.
Not the Golden Girls.
It works out. I think anybody can be on the cutting board the way things are going. They don't think that. That's the scary part. They don't know that. They have no idea. I mean, anybody can be on the cutting board.
Speaking of Buffie Purcell.
I must say, I agreed with Mariah wholeheartedly, and I think it was truly vicious and extremely malicious of Dr. Jackie to reveal Buffy's story as it relates to her infertility during that conference that they had, to announce it to everybody and then to almost stand 10 toes down as if she didn't do anything wrong. Just lack of compassion and empathy, in my opinion. And Mariah also just brings up a good point. She said that that was Buffy's story to tell, and absolutely it was. It's almost like they tried to beat her to the punch. So if she were ever to become like a permanent cast member or a permanent friend of or whatever, she can't even tell her whole story, because it's like the bitter Betties, or the bitter Betty, shall I say, Dr. Jackie beat her ass to the punch. You know, Jackie is not as innocent as she comes across. But anyway, I was looking at Buffy's page. Girlfriend is snatched. She done lost some weight. I said, girlfriend is looking good. But anywho, I would love to see her come back to the show, because that would be a great additional story. And her and Miss Jackie can hash it out, or Dr. Jackie, shall I say. But let's listen to what Buffy has to say, because it went viral. Many of you probably already heard it, but I'm going to play it anyway and give a little bit of commentary afterwards to close it out.
Sometimes as African-American women, we're a bit more dramatic, in that you go to the doctor and you complain and you complain and you complain, and you're not taken serious because you cried wolf the entire pregnancy.
That ain't me, boo. I don't know what you're talking about, but go ahead.
I didn't say you. I just said as African-American women, we want to also make sure you're being serious with your doctor and not playing the game so I can take you off work. Because then we see you 25 times in the pregnancy. It's hard to believe that there's a true problem when there's a true problem.
So let me be as objective as possible, and I'll start by saying this. 2 things can be true at once. Now, do people play games in order to get out of work and trying to get doctor's notes? Absolutely, okay? Be it a woman with child, any race, ethnicity, or whatever, man, woman, child, them, they, her, them, whoever, okay? Now, that being said, even if that's the case, Dr. Jackie, that's highly irresponsible to say that, and then to be recorded saying that, especially with the mortality rate of Black women, okay, when it comes to losing their lives during and after pregnancy because the doctors aren't taking them seriously, okay? Now, say if Dr. Jackie did have a small percentage of women who cried wolf or throughout her career or earlier on, but saying if that were the case, you just goddamn give them the benefit of the doubt, okay? They're tired, they're pregnant, and they probably do need some damn time off, okay? Just go with it, Jackie, all right? And don't get me wrong, I believe in a strong work ethic, but if a woman is with child and she's pregnant, she's tired as hell. And it's just like, and if she need a little extra time, then damn it, give it to her, Jackie. How dare you allow yourself to be recorded saying that on an IG Live or wherever the hell you and Heavenly were? But you notice Heavenly was smart enough to say, I don't know nothing about that, even if she did agree with it. Now, do I think that Dr. Jackie cares for her patients? Absolutely. She seems to be 1,000% dedicated to her career as an OBGYN, and she seems to be really dedicated as a doctor, and she really cares for her patients. But damn it, Jackie, why would you say that on a national platform? And if you say that, are you taking your patients seriously? If they say they don't feel good, they may have preeclampsia, they may have gestational diabetes, just whatever. All types of things can go haywire with a woman's body, you know, when she's with child, when she's pregnant. But if she's telling you she doesn't feel good, even postpartum, are you listening? I want to say she is. I would hate to say that she wouldn't give it the benefit of the doubt. Okay, so maybe she ran into some people who try to get over or whatever and just need a little extra time. They probably need the extra time. But anyway, y'all drop down in the comments and tell me what you think. But a woman of her caliber to say that, and especially being on with the Vice President of the United States, when I tell you the people on the internet will drag your ass, and honey, if you ever said or did anything irresponsible, let me tell you, they gonna find it. If you ever done anything irresponsible, contradictory, or something that can discredit you, damn it, they gonna find it, honey. They gonna dig through tweets and shit like that from 1,000 years ago. But yeah, but that was very irresponsible for her to say that. I'm just saying. But let's listen to the rest of what Buffy has to say, okay? Because girlfriend's gonna handle her ass. And afterwards, y'all drop down in the comments and y'all tell me what y'all think.
The wealthiest countries in the world, the United States of America, we have the highest rates of maternal mortality. That Black women in our country in this era are 3 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth. I think it's inexcusable.
It certainly shouldn't be that way. And what I really want us to do is just make sure we are talking about it.
We have been fighting for states to expand Medicaid coverage. We need all the states to sign on, and we need to let moms know that they're actually entitled to Medicaid coverage for up to 12 months of postpartum care. And that's one of the things that we need to get the word out. We also set up a hotline for mothers to have support in terms of emotional and mental health support. So I'll give you that number, and let's make sure we get that out also. It's 1-833-TLC-MAMA. And
I'm going to be posting.
The wealthiest countries in the world, the United States of America, we have the highest rates of maternal mortality. That Black women in our country in this era are 3 times more likely to die in connection with childbirth. I think it's inexcusable.
It certainly shouldn't be that way. And what I really want us to do is just make sure we are talking about it.
We have been fighting for states to expand Medicaid coverage. We need all the states to sign on, and we need to let moms know that they're actually entitled to Medicaid coverage for up to 12 months of postpartum care. And that's one of the things that we need to get the word out. We also set up a hotline for mothers to have support in terms of emotional and mental health support. So I'll give you that number, and let's make sure we get that out also. It's 1-833-TLC-MAMA.
And I'm going to be posting.
She said this herself, right? And for all y'all elder OBGYN fans out there, you can scroll on because you done drank the Kool-Aid, the tea, the poison, or whatever, and ain't nothing I'm going to say get you to see the light of day. So you can scroll on. And this is my platform, and I can say what the hell I want because I've actually met the bitch, okay? The old biddy. And I can age shame her all she want because she shamed my motherfucking uterus, okay? All right, so let's begin. Y'all, bravo, because that's who set this shit up with Kamala. Y'all should have let Simone do that interview. Y'all should have let Simone do that. Y'all should have I know y'all trying to save her career because I showed everybody who the hell she really is. I know, and y'all paying her all this damn money that she don't damn earn. Because we're Curtis set this season. Yeah, I'm watching the season now. It's a good season. I'm watching it. Sweet Tea, shout out to Sweet Tea. That's why I'm watching it. Y'all should have let Dr. Simone do that. First of all, Jackie don't even have no damn regular Black clients, allegedly. If you're a rich Black woman, you can go to her ass. She don't take no damn Medicaid, no. She don't take, like, the people they're talking about Black mortality rates for pregnant women. She don't see them damn people. I bet she ain't tell Candy and the rest of them people, you don't need to be called off work during their pregnancy if they came in there with some damn problems. But the ones who ain't got a coin to pay you in cash, they need to prove without a shadow of a doubt that they're in fact in pain. And you a Black doctor saying this fucking shit, right? Why I got so much smoke? Okay, so I'm gonna share something with y'all, and I shared this with the producers of Married to Medicine when I was on the show. My aunt Dee Dee died in childbirth. Her daughter survived. I'm so thankful her dad is gonna let her spend Christmas at my house, at our house this year. January 9th is the day that my aunt died and my little cousin's birthday. And my aunt went to her doctor, who's a black woman, and said she was having headaches and having pains, and she didn't believe my aunt. She didn't believe her. She didn't believe her. And I remember January 8th like it was yesterday. And there's so many things I wish that I had done differently. My aunt wasn't feeling well. We had a funeral in our family the next day, and I said, I better not see you. You better not be at that funeral. I better not hear that you went to that funeral. You need to stay in bed and rest. And she had gone to the doctor on January 8th, and they sent her home, and her blood pressure was through the roof. The next morning, her husband took her to the emergency room, and my aunt had a stroke. They took the baby, and she died. All because her doctor thought she wasn't really in pain. Stupid shit like the elder OBGYN just said kills people. It really does. It also puts this burden on black women that we can't be human, that we have to be sharp as iron and strong as steel all the time, even while bringing life into this world. And that's just not fair. You think if a black woman doctor thinks that folk that don't look like us don't think that? When y'all gonna call her on shit? Forget me. I know some of y'all don't like me. You don't care. You won't believe the lies they said that I want a storyline. I didn't need a storyline. I was a friend. I was a friend. I was not full cast, even though I was full cast, because the motherfuckers saw who I am and used me for almost every goddamn episode. I didn't need a storyline. I was supposed to show up and be cute. That was it. I was supposed to be just Simone's friend. Not the whole season. And I was. Whatever y'all want to say. It's the motherfucking facts. That this woman chose to treat me the way she did because she didn't have no motherfucking storyline. Catch. Okay? And she's an OBGYN. Somebody, and forget HIPAA, all y'all in that HIPAA shit. You have basic human decency, supposed to. You have professional and ethical basics not to do the shit that this woman does. And Heavenly tried to help. The dentist tried to help you. She was like, I don't know who you talking about. The dentist wasn't getting caught up in that. She's smart. Y'all don't be catching. I've always said, I don't fuck with Heavenly, but I have always said, the bitch is smart. She ain't stupid. But when you are a narcissist and you think you Jesus of Jackie or Jackie of Marietta, you don't watch the evil that spew out your mouth. Sometimes it slip out. Like it slipped out when she was dealing with me, who she was very much intimidated by. Because when evil is around something you've been pretending to be nice, inherently kind like I am, it can't settle. Now I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all stuff together and get Bravo to get her off. She don't need to be that. Y'all should have had Dr. Simone do that. I don't even mess with Simone, but Simone has an excellent bedside manner. I bet she take Medicaid. I bet she does not put up a fuss when people that look like us say they're in pain while they are bringing life into the world. I bet she don't have no problems with writing a letter to let women call off work so they can sit on bed rest and nurture and bring a black child into this world. That's all I'm gonna say.